Sometimes what happens in the world of sports defies descriptions, belief, or, in some cases, the laws of physics. Today we're going over some of the most impossible moments in sports made possible. Let's sit back and take a look at some of the most truly astonishing once-in-a-lifetime moments in sports history. First up on the list, Bill Belichick outsmarts himself and the Dolphins pull a miracle. Luck or skill? The Miami Dolphins had 69 yards to go and 7 seconds to do it against the Patriots on December 9th, 2018. Rob Gronkowski was inexplicably New England's last line of defense on a play where there was zero chance of Ryan Tannehill throwing a ball 70 yards in the air to the end zone. Miami went for a hook and lateral play and Kenyon Drake ended up with the ball. Gronkowski took a terrible angle on the play, allowing Drake to score the winning touchdown. Might not be the most improbable last-second touchdown ever, but it certainly was the most satisfying if you dislike the Pats and Belichick. Next up, we have Yadier Molina's sticky situation, putting a spin on the term butterfingers. An early season Cubs-Cardinals game in 2017 turned from routine to strange when Cardinals reliever Brett Cecil struck out Matt Zutzker on an 0-2 pitch that bounced in the dirt. When Molina looked for the ball to complete the play with a throw to first base, he couldn't find it because it was stuck to his chest protector. Zutzker avoided making an out, and somehow the Cardinals avoided any further investigation from the league. How? Your guess is as good as mine. Following up, we have Corn Elder and Miami shock Duke. Talk about an upset. The lateral play on kickoffs rarely works. It's a desperation tactic, and usually a player tries to make a run for daylight only to get cut down or fumble to open space and have the kicking team fall on the ball. Despite the Duke Blue Devils playing defense perfectly for the better part of a minute, eventually they broke down and Elder and Miami broke their hearts. Were all the laterals legal? Were all the blocks legal? Who can say really? All that matters is that the Hurricanes won and gave college football fans an all-time memorable play in the process. Up next is Michigan's punt fail, given Michigan State the win with a ray of luck. 7th-ranked Michigan State looked destined for its first loss of the 2015 season when it trailed arch rival Michigan 23-21 with 10 seconds left and the Wolverines in punt formation at the Michigan State 47-yard line. All Michigan had to do was get the punt off and the game was functionally over. The Wolverines didn't get the punt off and fans everywhere were treated to the surrender cobra. Rodgers' connection makes Motown miracle. Aaron Rodgers is one of the most talented quarterbacks to ever take the field in the NFL. Richard Rodgers is a run-of-the-mill tight end. Together, they combined for one of the most memorable plays in recent history, a 61-yard Hail Mary that came on an untimed down and gave Green Bay 27-23 victory. The play is particularly noteworthy for Rodgers' throw. The ball traveled nearly 70 yards in the air and was high enough to nearly hit the rafters at Ford Field. For Lions fans, it was yet another kick in the teeth. Trevor Booker hits the ultimate granny shot. If you've been dutifully reading along, you already know about the Trent Tucker rule, which stipulates that at least 0.3 seconds are required for a catch-and-shoot play. What to do then when there are only 0.2 seconds left on the clock? Follow Utah Jazz forward Trevor Booker's lead. Most unlikely play in NBA history? I'd make a strong argument that it is. Odell Beckham Jr. makes a catch for the ages. Beckham had a rough first year in Cleveland in 2019, but there's a reason the Browns traded with the Giants to get him. When he's healthy and right, there are few receivers in the league more naturally gifted, particularly when it comes to being sure-handed. His 2014 catch against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football was the best catch of the year, the decade, the century, probably all of time. Even the notoriously joyless, crotchety Tom Coughlin couldn't help but crack a wry smile at the absurdity of the play. Seriously, just watch this. Shouldn't be possible, but for Beckham, it was. U.S. wins first team medal for women's gymnastics. 1948 London Olympics marked the return of the Olympic Games after World War II and also marked the first time the U.S. women's gymnastics team won a medal in the team competition. The U.S. team received the bronze medal following Hungary with silver and Czechoslovakia with gold. The team captain, 27-year-old Clara Schroth-Lomedy, went on to set a record by winning 6 all-around titles at the U.S. Gymnastics Championship. She remained the only woman to win that many all-around titles until Simone Biles matched her record in 2019 and broke it in 2021. Dominique Dawes becomes the first black U.S. gymnast to win individual Olympic medal. The 1996 Atlanta Olympics were a major year for U.S. women's gymnastics. The 1996 U.S. women's gymnastics team, hailed as the Magnificent Seven, won the country's first gold medal in the women's gymnastics team competition after team member Carrie Strug injured her ankle. More on that in a bit. 19-year-old Dominique Dawes ended up taking Strug's place in the individual floor exercise. Dawes won the bronze in that competition, becoming the first Black American to win an individual Olympic medal in gymnastics. Gabby Douglas wins all-around gold. At the 2012 London Olympics, 16-year-old Gabby Douglas became the first Black American to win a gold medal in the individual all-around gymnastics category. She and her team, known as the Fierce Five, also won a gold medal in the all-around team competition, making them the second U.S. team to do so after the Magnificent Seven in 1996. With these wins, Douglas became the first American to win gold medals in both the team and individual all-around competitions. Simone Biles debuts and dazzles. By the time 19-year-old Simone Biles attended the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, she was already an international star athlete with 10 World Championship gold medals. During the Rio Olympics, Biles won 3 gold medals for individual events and a 4th gold medal that the U.S. team, nicknamed the Final Five, won together. As the winner of 30 Olympic and World Championship medals and the only woman to hold 7 all-around U.S. Championship titles, she's currently the most decorated U.S. gymnast and is among the star athletes at the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. The Rumble in the Jungle. Muhammad Ali was known for speaking his mind and talking up a storm, but he also typically backed all the talk inside the ring. The Rumble in the Jungle refers to a fight between Ali and undefeated world heavyweight champion George Foreman, which took place on October 30th, 1974. Ali, who was 32 years old at the time, proved his worth by way in an 8th round knockout victory, reclaiming the title from Foreman. This match received lots of attention globally and had a full crowd of roughly 60,000 spectators in attendance. LeBron James brings NBA title to Cleveland. James is one of the best athletes to ever play any sport. His greatness is still being unveiled to the world. A Cleveland native in his childhood, James has always vowed to bring championship to his hometown during his career, but things don't always go as smoothly as we would expect. In the summer of 2016, James and the Cavs faced the seemingly insurmountable task of a 3-1 series deficit. But behind several legendary performances by the King, the Cavs came back and stole the title in an incredible Game 7 for the ages, becoming the first team to ever come back from a 3-1 hole in NBA Finals history. James helped to bring the city of Cleveland its first championship in 52 years in any sport. 1988 NBA Slam Dunk Contest. While this was not an actual game, it was nevertheless a monumental event in the history of the NBA, as well as Michael Jordan's career. MJ took the world by storm, going head-to-head with Dominique Wilkins in an unforgettable battle for the dunking crown. Jordan created an iconic moment when he took off for a dunk from the free throw line. The dunk so elegantly demonstrated his incredible hang time that it ultimately inspired the symbolic figure of the Jordan posters and his brand's logo. The shot heard around the world. In October of 1951, the Brooklyn Dodgers and New York Giants faced off in a 3-game playoff to decide the National League pennant. In the 9th inning of the decisive Game 3, with the Giants down 4-2, Bobby Thomson was up to bat. Thomson was able to hit a 3-run home run, which won the game, series, and pennant for the Giants. It's also the first ever nationally televised game in baseball history. What a time to get the cameras rolling. And with that, we wrap up the video. Let us know what your favorite moment was in the comments below.